Like three, two, one.
Hello, we are live. Stories of Hope with Dr. Gia. I am here with Simmone as we go through the second part of her story of hope through shame. There are a couple of things different. If you have just recently watched part one, you would notice that we are in different clothes. There's a different background. And, you know, I'm a couple of pounds less since that one was recorded in December and I was very, very pregnant. We had a lot of technical difficulties, and so rather than trying to piece together what would have been part two of her story, I invited Simmone back for us to do a live stream where she gets to say her story, the rest of her story live and direct. When we left off, Simmone had just shared about her long-standing relationship that had started in her teens, and we had stopped at a pivotal point because it was just at the place where you were saying, came to the realization that there must have been something else or something more, or that this may be wrong. Which of course would have been foreign to you because the dynamics of the relationship. So if you can give our viewers a 2-second kind of summary of what that relationship was, and then take us into this pivotal moment for you.
So, hi everybody. As I mentioned before in the first show, we talked about when this all started for me. I told you I was probably about 14 years old, and it turned into a 20-year saga, is what I would call it. And at the point where we left off, I had gotten married to the gentleman, and of course, even though all along the way I knew I had people who would tell me, you know, this is not right. Things would happen, I would feel in the gut, this can't be right, but it felt like something that I couldn't get out of. And so I went along and, you know, we got married and everything. And it wasn't until, because I think when people are in controlling relationships, the controller tries to isolate you.
Yes.
And keep you away from people who will tell you that this is not healthy for you.
Yes.
Until you are conditioned to the point to believe that what you are in is normal.
Yeah.
And that's where I was. And so by the time we got married, I finished college, I had started work, so I was working a couple of years, and so I think it was out of that experience it started to open my eyes a bit, because I'm now in a different environment, I'm exposed to different people, people who were single, people who were dating, people who were married, people who are professionals, people who are educated, and so the conversations were very different. And you know, when you're sitting around a table and you're talking to your colleagues and your peers, you talk about everything.
Yes.
And it was then that my mind started to open up, and I started to think about, and I started to compare. I said, well, they're talking about this, but this is not happening for me at home, and this is not. And then, you know, you have experiences that happen that show you. And what I began to realize is that I was not in a relationship. It was almost like, or I should say, a man and woman relationship. It was more like a parental relationship. So it was more like he was my dad. And I was always asking for permission. I was always apologizing. And that was something that stayed with me for a very, very, very long time. I mean, many years, even after I got out of that relationship, that I realized that I was still asking for permission, I was still over-apologizing just for my very existence and doing things that were okay to do.
Okay. And so you said after you got out of the relationship, but before we go to the after, this point would have put us somewhere, put you somewhere around your
20s.
20s.
Okay, so by the time we got to the place where we ended up separating twice in that time, and then the third time was when it actually ended.
Okay.
And that would put me in my 30s. And that would have been just shy of 12 years of marriage.
Okay, wow. 12 years of marriage, but almost 20 years of being together.
Yes.
And so you came to this realization there was some in and out as it relates to the separation going back, separation going back, and then finally the separation. Now, what happens after that?
After that, I go through this phase of, I think that many women go through, when they go through something that is, it shifts their life, they do something crazy.
Okay.
And usually with their hair.
Yes.
You can always tell when a woman is dealing with something, going through something,
yes.
trying to make a statement,
Yes.
when she changes her hair dramatically. And that was the first thing that I did. I cut all my hair off. When I say all, because it was almost the length that it is now.
Okay.
And I remember I didn't go back to my stylist because I grew my hair from, being bald, really. And so she started my natural journey. So I knew that she would not cut it off.
Okay.
So I didn't go to her. I went to someone else. And she was like, "Are you sure?" She said, "You want to cut off all this healthy hair?" And I'm like, "Yes." I just woke up one morning and I said, "I don't like how it looks. I don't like how this is. Cut it off." And she cut it off and left probably about an inch on. And I was like, "This still is too much." And so I went to a barber after I left her. And I told him, "Cut it off." And he was like, "What?" And literally, it was just, I never even used to brush or comb my hair. It was that low that I would just rub it with my hands.
So you were ahead of your time, because that's something we're in it now.
Exactly. So of course I got some looks like, what's going on with her? But that was the first thing that happened after that. And then I started to discover myself. And I would always liken myself to the character that Julia Roberts played in Runaway Bride, where she, a lot of people focused on the fact that she maybe was afraid to commit, and that she was running away from commitment, but she was really running away from the trap of losing yourself in a relationship. And that's what I took from that movie, and that's what I saw of myself in her. Because I don't know if you realize, after the last time that she ran away, she went into a whole mode of self-discovery. She had to figure out who she was, what she liked. She realized that she adapted herself to the person she was with.
I was going to say, because I can remember a couple of scenes, like you're talking about it, that she was like cowboy hat and that kind of thing.
Hiking, all these things. And she wasn't
yes.
really sure if she was interested, but she was doing it to be with the man that she was with at the time.
Okay.
And I realized that that's who I became. So, and in actual fact, when I look back at it, I think I was trying to reclaim some of my youth as well. Because I never dated, I never did fun things, I never, even through college, of course, this relationship happened. And I think I shared in the first part that it was very controlling, even we were in 2 different countries, but it was still that grip. And so I never truly enjoyed life. And so I went through this whole phase, I think, of just exploring life and exploring myself and just, I am woman, hear me roar, I'm going to live my life and do my own thing. And so, of course, it got me into dating again. And I got into this hard and fast romance, this distance relationship. And very impetuously, I should say, spontaneously, impulsively, I went to him, to where he lives, which was in Africa. And that turned into, yet again, another saga. And not out of, I would say, any sort of bad treatment or anything. We weren't together long enough, but we were together long enough to get married. But we only spent about 3 days together as a couple.
For the totality.
For the totality, we spent like 3 weeks together, 3 days married. This was a very spontaneous thing. It was like, okay, I'm over here, I'm visiting, and he was like, let's get married. And I was like, okay. And so we did, and the plan was for him to join me here in the Bahamas, and we would have this awesome life together and all of that, and that never happened. He was never able to get out of the country. I never went back there, so I never saw him again physically. We still talk. We're friends and everything now, but that never worked out. And that was devastating for me because, of course, you never go into a relationship where you want it to end.
Right.
And so, but I realized again, I think after all of these different ways of being heartbroken, that it sends you back to yourself. And you have to ask yourself the hard questions of where am I in this? It's very easy to blame and to say, well, that person should have done this, and that should have happened, if this wasn't this way, you know, the sky wasn't blue, and, you know, your government wasn't in, or whatever, then, you know, this wouldn't have happened. So it caused me again to look at myself, to look at my choices, look at the decisions, and to forgive myself. I think that was a part of the whole shame journey for me. It's like, okay, this is another screw up. This is another thing that people can have against you. And it's another thing to be silent about.
Right. I'm happy you mentioned that it's another thing for one people to have against you and another thing to be silent about, because that's usually what breeds shame. How would you say at this point, this is second marriage, you are a little older, found yourself a little bit, because you would have done some soul searching after the divorce. Where did you put yourself now as it relates to the impact of the others, whether that's immediate family, friends, those who are important to you in this journey of shame?
I think it's really important to have a very strong support system. And it's funny that, you know, even with family, friends, you have people who support you, but they will support you to an extent.
Yes.
They will support you to the point where if you're not making sense anymore, then you know what, you're on your own. Whatever happens to you after this is on you, you know. And I think that that's where the people in my life kind of got to.
Okay.
Because, of course, many of them were with me, and the people who were really close to me were with me through that very first journey, and they were, you know, very empathetic, and they're like, you know, this is really bad, you need to get out of this. And then I got into that situation. It wasn't that bad because I guess it never really materialized.
Okay.
But then when you look, I realized that people start to judge you based on the decision that you make, and it begins to create a reputation for yourself. And so people don't trust your judgment anymore. So even when you say that I've evolved, I'm different, and these are my choices, they're like, really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I do know very, very well. Yeah.
And again, it increases the silence, because if you know that people are going to think that way about you, then you're not going to be open, you're not going to share, you're not going to be transparent.
Right.
And you're going to just go about trying to do things, you know, under the radar, on your own, independently. One of the things that it made me realize too, though, is that it made me too dependent for people's approval. Because I felt that if my friends told me and my family told me that, okay, this is a great decision, then I would go ahead and do that. And so one of the things that I realized after was I had to stand on my own 2 feet and be a big girl, and I had to make my own decisions, and I had to live with them. And then when you shift that in how you relate to other people now, so I'm not really coming to you for advice, and I'm not coming to you for your opinion. And so when either they give it and it's like, okay, thanks for your opinion, or, you know, fine, and this is my decision, and, you know, I'm just letting you know, then I started to see a shift in relationships as well. And so for me, it showed me that people love for you to be on the downward slope. That people, when you begin to change, and when you begin to strengthen, and when you begin to shift who you are in a good way, and when you're able to not be wishy-washy, but to make decisions, to be decisive, even if it's a good or a bad decision, to again stop apologizing and stop asking for permission, then you start to see people dropping off your life.
Okay.
You start to see more conflict. That's what I saw for myself. You know, people started to say, well, oh, she has an attitude, or oh, what's happened to her, or oh, what, you know, or she didn't ask, or this or that, and then your relationships all start to shift.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing, because it allows you to really find who you are and to get in touch with that, and to love who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. It does. It makes sense, because you're maturing, you're growing, and there a lot of times, for whatever reason, those in our circle don't expect that to happen. And so when it does, it's like, well, what happened?
Yeah, you're supposed to be this needy person who
Yeah.
always a problem.
Yeah.
Now you know, okay, well, she's not a problem. She doesn't need to come over for a meal anymore because she's so broke. She doesn't need to, you don't need to lend her money. You don't need to give her advice. It's like, okay, now what? What is the basis of this relationship now?
Wow.
Yeah.
So the story doesn't end because you're still living, so the story continues. But as we talk about your story of hope, you're journeying through shame to get to the place of hope. What were some other key points on that journey for you that you could share with us? And then kind of give us a sense of what it took for you to get there. Because I love what you just described about, being able to, as we would call, get a backbone and stand up for yourself and make those decisions. But those don't happen overnight. And a lot of times those don't happen without some catalyst, impetus, some challenge, something, whether it is formal, counseling or, God places some crazy experiences in our life to pull it out. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I have to say it was all of the above. Because I think very early in my journey, in that first marriage, counseling did play a part. And I remember, bless his heart, he's passed away now, but I remember going to the counselor and I walked in the office, and he reminded me of this, and I walked in the office and I said, I'm not here for marriage counseling, I'm here for me. And he just said, that really took him aback, because that's where a lot of people kind of, I don't want to say make a mistake, but I think they don't always acknowledge who they are and what they bring to the relationship. So all of that impacts the relationship. So on one level, yeah, you need to talk about the relationship, but then you also need to talk about you and who you are and how you show up in the relationship. And so at that time, he wasn't willing, and so I went on my own, and I was like, you know what, I gotta deal with me, I gotta make sense of this, I gotta figure out life.
Right.
And so the counseling process really, really helped me. And it helped me personally, and it helped me even professionally, because it helped me help other people.
Right.
So that continued to happen along the journey. I think the negative experiences were catalysts, as you said, because it's not until sometimes you get to rock bottom. I mean, like now, I would not go through some of the things that I would have gone through, but I wouldn't, and this is very hard to say, but I would not change anything. Because I realized that everything that happened made me who I am today. And so I realized that I'm not able to be the kind of person that I am, with the outlook that I have, with the worldview that I have, if I didn't go through those things, as hard as they were. And even as I was going through them, it was almost as if I was watching myself and feeling like, you know what, you're not just going through this for yourself, you're going through this for other people. So I've had terrible relationships. I have had, as a result of the consequences of those terrible relationships, it impacted me professionally, not in terms of losing a job per se, but financially. And so when you make certain decisions, like for instance, I stepped out and I was doing my own thing, working for myself, and when you have to kind of start all over again, more than once in your life, it really sets you back from where I guess society says you ought to be at a particular age. You should have certain accomplishments, you should have certain possessions that I don't have. And so it causes you now to really, really take a strong look at your life. So sadly, I would always say that I must be one of God's most hard-headed children.
Why?
Because I thought that I had done the work, I thought that I was okay, and I ended up getting married again to someone who I thought would be, okay, this is it.
Yeah,
this is absolutely it. Even though I got those warnings and I got those, things just happened in my face that should have been run away from this. But I still went in, and it was after that, that was a very intense, a very brief, a very painful experience. And it was then that I really, really, really came to myself. Because I said, you know what, after all of these negative experiences, I have to take another look at myself. transformation really took place. And I mean, when I tell you transformation from the inside out, where it was, I changed how I ate, I changed, my focus on my physical health, my emotional health, my mental health, my spiritual health, and it was a complete 180, just a complete revamp of who I was, but I had to truly hit rock bottom. I think I said to you last time that I felt like I was the star of my own lifetime movie, and that's how, because I looked at everything that I was dealing with. I mean, as far as having to pack a bag and run away and get the police and all these things. I'm like, you didn't grow up like this. You're not even accustomed to this kind of life. How did you get here? And so I had to really, really take stock of all of that and come to the place where I had to say, who is Simmone? And I had to claim myself. I had to claim all the parts of myself. And so as I even journey with my story and writing this story and releasing the story, releasing this with you first, you're the forerunner, and then releasing it in a book, for me has been very difficult. Because again, I realized I had to break the silence. And not just for me, but for other people who may be going through the same thing. And people on the outside are so quick to judge. And they're so quick to criticize and to say, this is what you should have done, this is what you need to do. And, you don't know what a person has to deal with. And so even as I share parts of my story in circles and women gravitate to the story and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you were going through the same thing, I'm able to be more compassionate. I'm able to be more empathetic. I'm able to not give advice. Because at the end of the day, it is each person's journey, and it is what they want to do when they're ready for it, and whatever move they choose to make. Some people choose to stay in that situation. I can't judge them for that, because I stayed in mine for years, maybe jumping out or going right back in, repeating patterns. So I can't judge anybody, and you can't force people to do what they have to do for themselves. So that's why I said I really wouldn't change this.
And I love that. I can't tell you how much I love that. It's one of those things when I think about shame, I think about silence, and I think about regret and this kind of weight, this condemnation, this guilt. Aside from us knowing when we are Christians, when we are born into Christ, that we're no longer with that condemnation, we are free. But beyond that, it is the sense for you, your journey is you broke the hold of shame over your life. The fact that you can actually look back and you can own it. And you can then say, not just that this happened to me, but also what was my part in it. And then seek to find yourself and get whole from those broken places is that full journey, is that full kind of healing to get out of shame. I love it. Just love it. So what would you say, hope? What does it mean to you? What is the relevance of it? And how is it now helping you to make a difference?
Hope for me is being able to believe that you can have the best for yourself. And I'm not talking about material things, because a lot of people consider the best as in driving a fancy car and living in a gated community in a huge house and living this glamorous lifestyle. People are very unhappy who do that as well. People are happy who do that, but it's all relative, is what I realize. And so the best for your life is truly what God has purposed you to live. The gifts that He put in you and how you are to express them in that to me is living your best. And that is what propelled me to seek for more in my life. Because I realized that I was choosing people, I was choosing a feeling, I was choosing experiences over purpose. And that will never win. And it is always purpose that's going to push forward and push you and propel you toward where God really wants you to be, to press toward. And so sometimes it looks very different from what people may think. So I've seen where, twists and turns that I've taken, even in a career. I would take positions that are quote unquote beneath my qualifications, but I went because God told me to. And he would say, you have a reason for being positioned where you are.
Right.
And so I have to follow that leading. And so those are the things that for me give me hope that I am following God's path, regardless as to what people can say or think or feel about Simmone.
Right.
I know at the end of the day, it is the hope of a calling that is sure. And that is what I want to be following. And that means then that I have to protect the essence of who He's made me to be. I have to protect the gifts. I have to create those healthy boundaries that say it's okay for you to disagree, it's okay to walk away, it's okay to say no. And I have just gone through a whole shedding experience in my life. I mean, this is continuous.
Right.
I would really want for your viewers to know that hope means that you're living every day. That this is not, you don't ever arrive. You know, you get to a place of contentment and joy and peace, but it doesn't ever mean that your movement in life ever stops. It never stops. And so you continue to discover things about yourself that you celebrate, and you discover things about yourself that need to change, that need to shift, that you need to do better at. And that's what gives me hope every single day, and that's what I wake up working toward. How can I be my best self every day? How can I just show up and let the light of God shine through my life in everything that I do and every interaction that I have? I don't get it right all the time.
Right.
I'm never perfect, but my effort is perfect. I'm really making that effort, you know, and it doesn't happen consistently every single day, but the intention is there. My thoughts are toward it, and that's how I think we ought to live with hope. That we have future, that we have more to aspire, to have, to be, to do.
So good, so good. All right, so now tell us about present day, what you are doing. So you are shared your story, you've broken it now with whomever it is that's listening out there. You are preparing, you're finishing the book?
Yes.
Finishing the book?
Finishing the book.
Finishing the book. So you'll be sharing it there. What else are you doing? How are you using the story? Because you already said that there are, no regrets in the sense of everything that happened, you're owning it. So now, what are you doing with that story?
Well, next for me is, again, I was just continuing to do a lot of work on myself. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I realized that I had to do was to really guard my time and my energy, because I was finding that I was draining myself, being too busy. And even though you're being busy doing great things, and as a helper, naturally, yes, you always want to help, you always want to be there for people, but I realized that it was draining me. And so I really pulled away. I pulled away a lot from social media and focusing on, I gotta get this done, I gotta do this event. I just got to a point where I just didn't have anything left. And so I realized that I had to take stock of where I was and what I was involved in, and I ended up giving myself some timelines and dropping those things one by one by one. I found myself mentoring a lot, especially young women, but even a couple of young men as well. Surprisingly enough, I have a young man who calls me his woman tour. And so I find that I help men with professional mentoring. I've been pursuing professional development as well, so going after these certifications. I have my senior human resources certification. I'm working on a coaching certification now. I'm looking to do some other things as I go. So it's really, I feel like I'm in a preparation mode for when all of this stuff is released. So when the book is being released, I'm working on some other products. I have some books for young people that are actually ready to release now, but I'm working on launching those. I have an actual line of natural soaps and body oils and things to help people feel uplifted. So all of those things are coming out. I'm working on music. And so it's just trying to find the balance and what to focus on when and what to finish off. and still cultivating family. I'm still single, but now I'm a mom. So I kind of inherited a child that I'm caregiver for now, and that's a huge adjustment. Of course, living a busy single life, you can't do that effectively and parent. And so even all of that, I think came to usher in this whole, get your focus right.
One thing will ground you, it's a little human.
Exactly. And even for her, I want to be the best woman I can possibly be. And just looking at her, and I want to make the best decisions I can possibly make for her, so that she can have an example, and that she can have the kind of life that she deserves, and that she, whatever her journey is, that she can go through it, and she would have the support that she needs from me. So it's a lot still, but it's a focus a lot. And so I'm excited.
Which is so interesting, because if we were to find the footage from December, this answer now sounds different than what we are in 8 months, so 8 months ago. And so again, speaking to the constant moving and growing and just allowing yourself to get to know yourself more and to just kind of do things that's going to be you being more on purpose. I love it. I love it. Okay, so where can we find you? It's time for us to wrap up, but so where can we find you? I know you said pull away from social media. I don't see you doing as much of the
events.
I
told you
yes, so first time thing. Technical difficulties at its best.
So yeah, I haven't been doing as much in the public eyes, a few things here and there, but I do still have social media presence. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So I can be reached at any of those things. And my phone number, well, my email address is
boundaries.
Yeah, those boundaries. Yes. sbo94@gmail.com, sbo94@gmail.com, and so I'm always checking emails and always checking social media periodically, so I try to be as responsive as I can in a responsible way. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to all of the great things that will happen in this last quarter of this year and going into 2018.
Thank you so much, Simmone. For any of you who may see yourself or identify with this journey of shame, there are, like I said, a couple of things Simmone said, and also one of my favorite authors on the topic of shame, Dr. Brene Brown, right? This whole shame resilience, but the first step is owning it. So owning your story, not being ashamed of it, not using that word loosely, but recognizing that these things happen, you really can't do anything about the past, accepting it, and being able to tell your story, because the silence does break the power of that shame over you. And once you get to that place, then you start in engaging in opportunities where you can work through, where you can find healing, where you can grow, you can strengthen. Boundaries are huge when it comes to life in general, but really for most of us who would have had experiences where we would feel that shame. And so I encourage you, you've got Simmone here, you have access to her, I'm here, and like I said, Dr. Brown has some amazing resources. So do not continue to just journey with your head down, hunched over, in any kind of shame. Know that you can be free. Know that freedom starts with your voice, and we will see you next time. So like the page, subscribe to the YouTube video, Stories of Hope with Dr. Gia, and you can look out for us with some new footage of another person's story of hope next month.